Magnus Carlsen is playing Anish Giri in the World Blitz Championship of 2018, and Magnus starts with c4, e5, knight f6, knight f3, and pawn push in the center. So it's the English opening, the king's English variation, and with all the knights out, it's the four knight variation. Bishop c5 by Anish goes for the capture, and knight recaptures, and this pawn basically pokes the bishop and the knight. So knight is recaptured, knight is captured, and Magnus brings his queen to support the knight on c3. So knight captures knight, bishop is now under attack. Anish is taking a long hard look on the position. So we got a messed up pawn structure for Magnus on the c file, and this pawn here is overextended too early. So let's see how Magnus deals with these weaknesses in his position. Anish's bishop is yet to be activated. It will take at least two moves. So bishop e7 by Anish and queen g3 by Magnus, immediately attacking the g7 pawn, putting pressure. So you cannot castle here. If you castle, just bishop will come in here and your rook will be gone. So this push forces g6 and bishop goes to h6, and this is already weakening the position of black. So pawn push and bishop e2 by Magnus and bishop e6 by Anish, but bishop to f5 was the best move, where the bishop would be in a more active play. So rook to d1 by Magnus, and Magnus is slightly better in this position. So queen d7 is indicating Anish is going to castle on the queen side. Magnus goes for the capture, and the c pawn is forced to capture back. Magnus castles. You cannot castle. Black cannot castle on king side now because of the bishop. Castles on the queen side, and bishop e3 by Magnus. Queen a4. This bishop e3 was attacking the pawn, and queen a4 attacks the pawn and defends the a7 pawn of black at the same time. Magnus brings his queen to f3, putting in pressure on the b7 pawn. So once the rook gets here, you are basically threatening checkmate, and unless Anish do something about this. So queen retrieve to c6, but the best move was to bring the rook up. Magnus plays queen f4, didn't want to trade his active queen, and pawn push to b6 now. So a4 now, storming the pawns on the queen side. And he's taking a lot of time. So rook to d7 now, but it could have been played a move earlier. a5 by Magnus, and this capture basically mess up the pawn structure. And rook to b1, and rook c7 by Anish, and Magnus is already better in this position. So this bishop move could be coming in here, and this b7 diagonal will be under threat. So Magnus pushes c5. So captures on the pawn. Bishop f3 now attacks the queen. And queen d6 is a mistake. And after the queen move, basically Magnus is winning this match. So rook to d8 and the clock goes down. But Magnus would have won by checkmate with the following moves like this.